Well, it has been approximately 6 days since we hid our treasure in the mountains of Vermont. A treasure hunter cracked our code, traveled across the country, hiked into the mountains in ice and snow, and was able to recover it.
This man could possibly be the only man in existence to find a chest of silver bars in the mountains of Vermont that we know of. We sit down today with Ben Harper.
I'm here, Brad Eddie, and most importantly, here's the chest.
You found it. I cannot wait
It's amazing.
to hear your story.
It was quite the adventure, and I guess it's been a couple days now, and it's just continuing to settle in, just kind of the whole journey from the past week and kind of how I got here.
Yeah.
I think the craziest thing probably is that, I'm here in Kansas City, been a big fan of the channel for, I don't know, probably watched it for the last 3 years or so.
Yeah.
My sister lives up that direction in New Hampshire and loved detecting for years and doing similar things that you like to do. And have followed the DeGrau series for, 2 years now?
Yeah, just about.
And wasn't able to watch the episode when it released on Friday. I think I watched it Saturday morning while I was eating breakfast.
Yeah.
I just remember, those last 2 minutes of the video where you do the big reveal. I just, smiled, and it just, I don't know, gave me a good feeling. This is just really cool. I knew that I wanted to look into it, but also knew that I was going to get consumed by it if I started into it. So I don't think I started rewatching episodes until maybe Sunday night, laying in bed watching on my TV, and took some pictures with my cell phone when I thought I saw some clues.
Right.
And I think, Monday night had mostly compiled most of the clues. And I think late Monday, my wife, Bridget, when I showed her what it was, she was like, I can't believe you figured that out. And then she got involved, and into Tuesday night started helping me, with the rest of the clues,
Sure.
which was really fun. She got sucked in all of a sudden. And Tuesday, we just went down just the craziest rabbit holes. I think we had all the clues we needed, but we didn't know what they meant. And then you start rewatching episodes and reading into things that aren't there. Round and round, just thinking about it. Wednesday, during my lunch break, I started looking at some of the clues, and I had already put all the clues in order by episode and everything just happened really fast then. And my wife, Bridget, was gone at the time, so I sent her a text with kind of a screenshot of my methodology. I was like, I think I'm really close, but can you take a look at this? And then her next texts were just, book a flight, go now.
Well, about to do something crazy. Been following the whole Vault of DeGrau story here for, a couple of years now, but the new Green Mountain hidden treasure for the last week or so, and been consumed by it the last few days, and I think I might have figured it out. Gonna do something crazy. I think I figured it out about 2 hours ago. I'm gonna fly from Kansas City to Manchester, New Hampshire tonight. Hopefully drive in tomorrow morning and find the treasure. Fingers crossed.
Miraculously, I found a flight to get up to Manchester. I could leave Kansas City at 5:30. This was like noon or 1 o'clock or something.
Wow.
And there was one seat left on the flight. I called my sister, told her I'm coming up there. We're finding the treasure. And she said, okay, I'll meet you. She lives about, less than 2 hours away. So that was just kind of, if she didn't live up that direction, I probably wouldn't have done it either.
Okay, made it to my hotel here in Manchester. I got about a 2-hour drive in the morning to the spot. It's been quite a journey today. Woke up in Kansas City, worked during my lunch break. I think I came up with kind of cracking the code to some of the clues, and I don't know, my wife encouraged me to book some flights and run up here and see if I could find it. So I'm excited. Get to see my sister in the morning. Excited to see what we find tomorrow. Might find it, might not, but it's been quite an adventure so far. Looking forward to it. Good night.
We met up there early. I was a little nervous about snow and all that, but we took a lot of warm clothes. She brought me some ice spikes for my shoes and everything, which were very helpful.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
me and my sister and my niece, we kind of set out on the trail. It was snowy. It was, I think it was 18 degrees outside. It was a little cold. It was a nice morning. And I will say, too, when we started out on the trail with the snow, I mean, there were a fair amount of footprints in the snow, so I was getting pretty nervous. But once we got up to that area, they kind of died out and weren't there anymore, so felt a little bit better about it.
Say somewhere within 40 feet of here. I don't know. Some sort of radius.
All right, let's take a look.
Kind of thought we'd either find it right away or not at all, and so we were getting really discouraged about 30 minutes in, and I thought, I must have done something wrong. We thought we knew where we were going. We were probably, in hindsight, within 15 feet of it, but then we started just doing circles around, and I had my flashlight and peering into little crevices and cracks, and you realize how many hiding places there are out there. I mean, I remember in some of your episodes you said it would take a lifetime to search all this, and it really would. I mean, we were within feet of it and couldn't find it for 30, 40 minutes probably. So we did our circles, and we kind of ventured off too far, and my sister said, okay, let's regroup, let's go back to as close as we think we can get to the spot. So we did, and I just kind of walked down the hill and around and pulled back this, spruce or whatever it is, branch.
Yes.
And I could see the rivets shining through. Like, I don't think I even had my flashlight. I could just see those little dots. And I just, froze and said, I think I found it.
You found it?
Covered up by the success. All the way from Kansas City. I believe we found treasure. You want to help me get it out, Iris?
Sure.
I wanted them to be a part of it, so I brought them down, and I tried to kind of savor the moment and let it last as long as possible, because it was like this long journey.
Yeah.
And, it's almost sad that it's over.
Right.
It's like triumphant that you found it, but it's like, the quest is done. So we stood there and kind of very slowly took everything out and talked about it.
Here we go. Do you want to come around here and help me take it out?
Oh, wow, that really is it.
Do you see it? The treasure. This is awesome.
Oh, I like doing a treasure chest.
Big thanks to Brad and Eddie. This has been quite the adventure, hasn't it, Iris?
Yeah.
Do you want to climb in there and dig it out? It looks like there's two things.
Yeah, I think
maybe we're supposed to leave something behind. Let's see what it says. You can pull it out.
I would assume this is silver because it's really heavy.
Yeah, I think that's the one for us. I think the cold has made it see shut. Okay, got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. There's even 1896 one penny. All these silver ingots. More treasure, a ring.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see what the message says.
Ooh.
Intrepid adventurer, congratulations. You have done what we could not. You found a chest of silver bars in the mountains of Vermont, hidden not by de Grau, but by two treasure hunters like yourself. Please take this with you and do with it as you wish. You deserve it. Sincerely, Green Mountain.
The whole time, even flying up there, I just was thinking, I want to find this treasure, but I'm going to feel really guilty if I'm the guy that takes it and ruins the fun for everybody else,
Well, I mean, we put it there in the hopes that somebody would find it, and we've been talking since we first heard from you that you're the perfect person to have
you're
found
honestly,
it.
I couldn't think of someone more worthy, who's
Yes.
put in the work, who really, you flew in across the country days notice, that's perfect.
Yes.
That's such an awesome story.
You put the time in to decipher the code, and you figured it out, and I think most impressively, to actually search in the mountains in the snow.
Oh, yeah.
We know of at least 2 or 3 other people who went and couldn't find it, and they gave up. And you didn't. So good for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
The most amazing thing to us, the first interaction of all this, was messages that you had a little shakedown at TSA. If you could tell us about that a little.
Right. Yeah, that was crazy. I even going into it, I hadn't checked a bag. I didn't want to check bag. Didn't want to put this in a checked bag. I was like, there's nothing in this that should not be allowed on a plane.
Right.
But at the same time, what's going to happen when it goes through security?
Okay, the last part of the quest, getting a box of treasure through airport security. We'll see how this goes. Didn't really think about this. Don't think it should be any big deal, but you never know.
So I went through security. My bag got pulled, and I was like, oh, here we go. So I said, there's a little box in there with some silver ingots. And so the guy puts it on the table, takes it out, he looks at it, he's like, a treasure chest? It's like, yeah. And he pulls all the pieces out and sees the silver, and he's like, huh, that's weird.
That's not an issue, right? I didn't think it would be.
It's right there.
I thought it might show up funny. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Just separate it, take it out, run it
Okay.
separately.
Okay. Fair enough.
So he's like, where did this come from? I said, well, it's kind of a long story. I didn't really want to draw attention to it at that point. I was still trying to lay low.
Right.
But then several TSA guys kind of started coming over, and one guy kind of leaned over and he said, have you been in Vermont? Is that Brad's treasure? and I couldn't lie. I said, yeah, it is. And he was super excited. He said, I watched the last episode last night. I thought about looking for it, but it's all the way over in Vermont, which, we're only a couple hours away.
Right.
I'm like, I flew across the country to find it. But he was super nice and a big fan of yours, and
That's
took
so
pictures
amazing.
with the box and the treasure, and apparently he Instagrammed you before.
Yeah, it was funny. He messaged, and I was so confused. I was like, a guy came on an airplane and found it and flew back, and then the TSA thing all started to click. So, and I have to ask too, do you think that you'll ever cash it in?
I don't think so, honestly. At this point, it's sentimental,
Right.
and it just means, money's just money, but treasure is treasure.
Right.
Right.
And this is treasure, and it's part of the story, and I just can't see myself ever cashing it in. I think and stash this away somewhere safe, and that I can go and look back on it for forever.
And I love the idea that 100 years from now, it can be my great grandpa found treasure, and here it is.
Yeah. My wife Bridget wants to come say hello because she was a big part of this too. She helped me, for the code, and she wanted to say hello. So.
Hello,
Hi,
Bridget.
I just wanted to say thank you. You guys made him so happy.
Well, thank you for convincing him to fly across the country.
Thank you. You sound like you were a big
He
part
was
of planning this.
he was so excited, and I was just also just so impressed that he figured all that out. I was like, well, yeah, you could just go. This is better than any Christmas present I have come up with for you this year. So I just thought it was fine. I was on a work call. This is one of my favorite points. Tuesday morning, I was on a work call, and he didn't know, and he comes to the room, and he's like, babe, do you have any push pins and string? I was like, oh gosh. Explain to my coworkers what.
I was going to print out all the clues and put them on the wall back here and do all the crazy stuff.
Oh,
Maybe
no
just send you
way.
guys a picture just kind of as a joke.
Incredible.
But I didn't get that far. I actually did real work before this.
Yeah, that was just really fun.
Gosh,
Incredible.
That's awesome. Cool.
Well, we spent 2 years searching for a treasure that we were pretty sure didn't exist, and we ended it with somebody actually finding treasure, putting in the work and doing the hiking and actually finding the treasure, which I cannot think of a better way to end it. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the
Both
treasure.
of you. It was a team effort.
Yes, enjoy the treasure, and maybe there'll be another one someday. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really, really appreciate it. It was quite the adventure.
We found it. We found it. I can't believe it. We went to the spot, and it probably took us 30 minutes to find it after we were at the spot, because we just went around and around in circles. And so I went around to this boulder and looked inside, and sure enough, there was the chest, and another little box for other people to find stuff later. So that's pretty cool. I like the way they set it up. It's pretty awesome. So I know I'm the first because the first takes the box of treasure. And then there's a second box. They put your name on a list as having accomplished the feat, and then send you something as well. So, yeah, I got the box. It's full of silver ingots, old coins, silver rings, and a nice note and everything. Iris was not confident that we were going to find it today. Iris and Elizabeth are here this morning.
Yeah.
Iris thought her nutty uncle was doing something crazy again, I guess.
I thought that the YouTubers hadn't actually put anything.
Yeah, she doesn't trust YouTubers, so she said, never trust a YouTuber.